Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've produced any content, but 2025 I'll be producing lots more videos of me making bowls and various other bits in the workshop. And yeah, hopefully you'll subscribe, like some of the videos and come along for the ride. So this particular piece of wood is a piece of cherry, and I'm going to be turning a nice little live edge bowl. So you'll notice that the workshop looks a bit different. I've moved, and that's one of the reasons I've not been posting much content. It's been a bit of a busy time, and yeah, but we're in a new workshop space now, and I've got loads more space. As you can see, just the Union Graduate bowl turning lathe has, you can't quite tell in the video here, but it will become more obvious later on. We've got a special booth just for that lathe, and then over the next few weeks I'll be putting out some more content and showing you some of the rest of my workspace. So this little bit came flying off in that last cut. It didn't quite show, even though I'm recording at 60 frames per second on this clip. I tried to slow it down and see the bit flying off, but it came off so fast it didn't show in the frame. So I'm just roughing out the outside shape of the bowl here, obviously, and it starts off a little bit wild. Slow-mo shows nicely, a few big chunks coming flying off there, and you can also see how through the cut how much air time the chisel's got between cutting bits of wood as you get out towards the outside of the wings there. Starting to calm down a bit now. Now we're getting a bit of shape into the bowl. You can see the chisels getting thrown around a little bit less, certainly in the bottom half. Still a bit bouncy out towards the wings there. But a few more cuts now. I'll speed it up a bit and we'll get to the finishing of the outside of the bowl. So I apologise for my helmet kind of getting in the way there a little bit. I will be getting some better positions worked out for mounting the camera. It's always a bit tricky when you're filming on your own and trying to get clean footage without your head or your arm or leg in the way or something, but I try and cut some of the worst bits out for you, and promise the next one will be better. In this slightly wider angle shot, you can kind of get an idea for the little booth that's there for the lathe. It's amazing how much difference it makes having an enclosed space. When you're making a lot of mess, it stops it spreading around the rest of the workshop. And also I've put some new extraction in, which I'll show you around in a future video, and you'll be able to see how much quicker it is to clean down. There's a little bit of finishing off on the outside here before we put the mortise in on the bottom. So that's the mortise all cut, so that I can mount the bowl into the chuck upside down. I tend to prefer a mortise. A lot of other people go with a tenon. It's just the way I've always done it. And yeah, so quick sand, and that was a very quick sand. It took a bit longer than that in real life. And now you can see the outside's all sanded up and ready to turn it around. Quick dust off, and there was a bit of cleanup going on there. And then turn it around, remove the faceplate, and we'll start hollowing out the inside. This bit of cherry is from Stithians in Cornwall. I think I got the tree in about 2017. It was being cut down while a garage was being built, and it was in the way. And the owner of the tree offered me as much of it as I wanted, and I took probably about 2/3 of the tree. And this particular bowl is, I think, number 48 out of that particular tree, as well as many other pieces and countless key rings and other smaller pieces from the branch wood and things. Now it looks like I'm putting a lot of pressure on my left hand there on the top of the chisel. I think my skin naturally makes it look worse than it is. I'm not actually putting that much pressure. Most of the holding on and bracing of the chisel is going on with the hand at the rear and against my hip. One thing I've noticed, here we go, wider angle shows it a bit better, is when helping other people learn to turn a few live edge pieces, that bracing of the chisel against your side really makes a huge difference, and actually relying a lot less on the front hand is really just there to guide it a little bit and stop it from slipping, but most of the work is being done by that right hand at the back, and you'll see the chisel's actually sliding through that front hand, so I'm really not holding on to it as hard as it looks. nearly there on the inside of the bowl now. As you can see, the outside wings are starting to thin out a bit and following that curve down into the bottom. Occasionally it gets a little bit fighty when I just come off the bevel of the chisel a little bit, and I think the clip a moment ago, you saw it bouncing me around a bit. A couple more cuts and then we'll sand the inside and clean it all up, ready for oiling. The last few cuts are always a lot thinner, a lot finer, just trying to smoothen it out, leave as little tool marks as possible, ready for sanding, and also just trying to refine that shape so it's as close as possible to matching that outside curve. All cleaned out and sanded, and now I'm just cleaning down the workspace a little bit and myself and ready to get some oil on the wood. This is always my favourite bit of any piece I'm making. As you can see, hemp oil there going on and really bringing out the colours in that cherry. It's always a beautiful wood with so much depth and variation in the grain, and you'll see soon some of the swirls around that slightly knotty bit towards my hand on the edge there right now. So the oil I'm using on the wood is Lockskin hemp oil for wood. It's a fantastic product. It's pure UK grown hemp oil, and the way it behaves on nearly all woods I treat, it's stunning. It soaks in beautifully, really brings out the grain, and it leaves a great finish. It's very similar to linseed or tongue oil or many other wood finishing oils. The beauty with this, I find, is it's really nice to work with, as well as it's really kind to your skin. You don't have to worry about wearing gloves, as you can see, and you just give your hands a quick wipe off, no need to wash them, and it actually leaves your skin feeling really good. Well, there you go. One cherry bowl just getting polished and taken off the lathe, and that will now go off and get a couple more coats of oil over the next few days while it soaks in and cures, and then I'll engrave up the bottom, and that'll have my logo and the name of the wood and the number from the series, and then it will get photographed and put up on the website for sale. Well, I hope you enjoyed my latest video. I'm sorry it's been such a while, but if you enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will be producing plenty more over the coming weeks. Thank you very much. Bye.